A crispy brown edge on an otherwise green houseplant is a specific distress signal. It is a precise warning from the plant's internal system, distinct from the signs of bug infestations or total plant failure. We are going to diagnose the specific environmental cause of this browning, adjust the plant's surroundings to stop the damage, and perform a safe cosmetic trim. To begin the recovery, you will need your plant, a clean pair of scissors, and access to a sink for soil drainage. This recovery plan focuses on identifying and removing the invisible stressors that prevent a plant from maintaining its own foliage. Step 1 starts with observing the plant in its usual resting place. We need to check the conditions of the soil before moving it. Many plant owners immediately add more water when they see dry brown tips. This reflex is often the primary cause of the damage. Root systems require oxygen just as much as they require water. Soil that never dries out creates a biological paradox for the plant. When soil stays constantly soaked, water fills every gap between particles, displacing air pockets and effectively drowning the roots. Once suffocated, they cannot pump moisture up the stem. This is why leaf tips dry out and turn brown, even while soil is saturated. Perform a moisture test by sticking your finger 2 inches deep into the soil. If it feels damp beneath the surface, do not water the plant. Allowing the soil to dry slightly between waterings restores the oxygen flow to the roots and addresses the most common cause of leaf browning. If the soil is not overly wet, but the tips are still browning, move the plant to a sink or a drainage area for step 2. Standard tap water often contains high concentrations of fluoride, chlorine, and salts. Over months and years, these minerals accumulate in the potting soil. As water evaporates from the leaf surface, these minerals stay behind. They concentrate at the tips first, resulting in small chemical burns that kill the leaf tissue. Spider plants, peace lilies, dracaenas, and calatheas are particularly sensitive to these mineral buildups and will show damage quickly. Switch to using filtered, distilled, or rainwater. Deeply flush the soil by pouring clean water through the pot until it runs freely out of the bottom drainage holes. Flushing the soil washes away the mineral salts and resets the chemical balance of the root environment. In step 3, we audit the air around the plant. Look for any heating or air conditioning vents located near the foliage. Modern climate control systems strip humidity from the air. This dry environment pulls moisture out of tropical leaves faster than the roots can replace it. Moving the plant away from vents and grouping several houseplants together creates a shared, humid microclimate that slows down moisture loss. You should also reduce fertilizer use during the winter. Excess fertilizer adds more moisture-stealing salts to the soil when the plant isn't actively growing. Reducing dry air exposure and chemical fertilizers helps restore the stable, humid environment the plant needs to maintain healthy leaves. With the environmental stressors addressed, set up a clean workspace for the final step, pruning the damaged tissue. Brown, crispy leaf tissue is dead and will not return to a green state. Wipe your scissors with rubbing alcohol before you start. This ensures you aren't introducing pathogens into the fresh cuts. Avoid blunt, horizontal cuts straight across the leaf. Instead, make angled cuts on both sides of the tip to mimic the natural point. This cosmetic trim restores the plant's appearance immediately, allowing it to focus its internal energy on new growth rather than maintaining dead tissue. The plant is now trimmed and sitting in an audited, vent-free location where it can begin to recover. Success is measured over the next few weeks by observing the health of the new growth. When the new leaves emerge entirely green, it indicates the plant has shifted from a state of survival back to active growth. Brown tips are a logical communication tool. Once you understand the signals, keeping your plants healthy becomes a predictable process. Learning to read these early warning signs prevents a crisis before it starts. In our next guide, we'll look at the biggest unseen houseplant mistakes people make.